Geraldine Page discovered her husband's affair in the cruelest way imaginable. Rip Torn didn't just betray her privately, he brought his mistress into their shared theater world. He made Page rehearse, perform, and build productions alongside the younger woman who was dismantling her marriage. Night after night, she was forced to watch them together. The breaking point came during one rehearsal, when something happened that witnesses never forgot. From that moment on, Page refused to be anywhere near Torn. The truth behind that decision is devastating. Geraldine Sue Page was born on November 22, 1924, in Kirksville, Missouri, a quiet college town shaped more by study than glamour. Her father, Leon Elwin Page, taught at the Andrew Taylor Still College of Osteopathy and Surgery, and spent his nights writing medical textbooks. Her mother, Edna Pearl Page, kept the household steady. Money was modest, but books filled every corner of their home. From the beginning, Geraldine and her younger brother Donald learned that discipline, not luck, would determine their future. When Geraldine was 5, the family moved to Chicago, settling in Englewood as the Great Depression tightened its grip. The shift was overwhelming. Crowded streets, noise, and the raw edges of working-class life replaced the calm of Kirksville. Her mother anchored her firmly in Methodism, and church became a second home. Youth groups, Sunday services, and social events filled her weeks. This contrast between strict religious life and the harder world outside sharpened her awareness of how people hid their struggles behind calm exteriors. It would later define her acting. As a preteen, Page joined the Englewood Methodist Church drama group. What looked like simple basement rehearsals opened a door she never closed. By 17, she was playing substantial roles like Jo March in Little Women. Though shy and bookish, she discovered that the stage could hold women who were restless, wounded, and quietly brave. She once dreamed of becoming a concert pianist, but formal training was too expensive. Instead, she devoured plays at the public library and studied biographies of great actresses. She graduated high school in 1942 and immediately entered the Goodman School of Drama at the Art Institute of Chicago. While many classmates left for war or factory jobs, Page committed herself fully, performing constantly, including children's theater to earn money. By 1945, at just 21, she had played dozens of roles. After Goodman, she helped found a summer stock company in Lake Zurich, then studied in New York with Uta Hagen. For nearly 5 years, she worked relentlessly in Midwest and regional summer stock, sometimes performing 10 productions in a single season. She shifted effortlessly from teenagers to grandmothers, learning speed, stamina, and emotional precision. These years of grinding work laid the foundation for everything that followed. In 1950, she moved alone to New York, living on almost nothing in Greenwich Village. She worked multiple jobs checking coats, sales, factory shifts, while buying cheap theater tickets to study Broadway performers. Her breakthrough came in the early 1950s, first off-Broadway and then explosively at Circle in the Square. Her performance as Alma Weinmiller in Tennessee Williams' Summer and Smoke earned her the New York Drama Critics Circle Award, the first ever given to an off-Broadway actor. Overnight, she became one of the most talked-about performers in New York. In 1954, she starred opposite James Dean in The Immoralist. The production was chaotic, directors were fired, Dean clashed with cast and producers, but Page protected him. Their bond went beyond the stage. Years later, her daughter revealed that Page and Dean had a secret affair lasting several months. Page called him her artistic soulmate, and after his death in 1955, she kept his photos taped to her mirrors for decades. Her early film success was abruptly stalled by McCarthy-era blacklisting due to her association with Uta Hagen. Despite an Oscar nomination for Hondo 1953, she was shut out of Hollywood for nearly a decade and returned to stage, radio, and television instead. Her personal life shifted in 1954, when she married violinist Alexander Schneider. The marriage ended in 1957. Soon after, she met Rip Torn, a volatile, magnetic Texan actor she encountered at the Actors Studio. Their connection grew quietly but intensely. By 1959, they were starring together in Sweet Bird of Youth, electrifying audiences with their raw chemistry. Behind the scenes, both were still tied to other lives. They married on September 8, 1963, in a quiet Arizona ceremony. Their daughter Angelica was born in 1964, followed by twin sons Anthony and Jonathan. They moved into a Chelsea brownstone that became a chaotic mix of home, rehearsal space, and theater hub. Students, babysitters, actors, and staff came and went constantly. It was not a stable household, but it was alive with art. As Page's career soared with landmark performances in Sweet Bird of Youth, Strange Interlude, A Christmas Memory, and later Interiors, Torn's volatility worsened. Alcoholism, rage, infidelity, and control issues became open secrets. By the late 1960s, he was spending more time in Hollywood. Their marriage fractured behind the facade of an artistic power couple. In 1976, Torn cast himself as Hamlet in an off-Broadway production, and brought a much younger actress, Amy Wright, into their theater company. The affair began quietly but unmistakably. Page was forced to work alongside Wright repeatedly, including in The Stronger, a play built entirely on silence and tension. Rehearsals were unbearable. Witnesses said the air was electric with jealousy and grief. By the early 1980s, Torn was living a double life. In 1983, Wright gave birth to his daughter. Page, married to him for 20 years, refused to divorce. When reporters pressed her, she calmly insisted the marriage remained intact. Biographers later suggested this was a deliberate refusal to be publicly cast aside in an industry that discarded aging women. Privately, she lived in emotional exile. Her work grew darker, deeper. In Agnes of God and A Lie of the Mind, she played women crushed by betrayal while living that reality offstage. In 1986, at 61, she finally won the Academy Award for The Trip to Bountiful. Many saw more than a performance. They saw her own suffocation, her longing for a place untouched by loss. Her final Broadway role came in Blithe Spirit in 1987. On June 13, she failed to appear for 2 performances. She was found dead in her Chelsea home. The cause was ruled a heart attack. She was 62. Geraldine Page and Rip Torn were still legally married when she died. By the end of her life, Page had earned 8 Oscar nominations, winning once, along with 4 Tony nominations, 2 Emmys, 2 Golden Globes, a BAFTA, and induction into the American Theater Hall of Fame. Critics called her one of the greatest stage actresses of her generation. Her children inherited her talent, and the emotional cost of growing up in a world where art always came first. Angelica Page later created a solo show exploring her mother's brilliance and the chaos of their home. That may be Geraldine Page's truest legacy. A woman who gave everything to truth on stage, even as her own life remained unresolved, filled with devotion, endurance, and quiet heartbreak.